Welcome back, everyone, to the Pro Series, and in today's episode, we'll be going over overdue letters in depthly. So that includes the search parameters, editing the template, seeing what information is displayed and how it's displayed, sending them, and knowing if you've received or a confirmation if they've been sent. Now, this session is live, so you can talk to me, I believe, through chat, which is, I hope it's this way, maybe it's this way. You can leave a message or a question, and I'll be able to answer them in session. All right, so let's get started. The overdue letters are located in reports. So from the home page, we'll go to the system menu, down to reports, into reports. From here, we have our default overdue report located in the overdue section, and then we can click on overdue letters. Open that up. Now we're greeted with the default overdue letter report. And the moment we hit configure, this will create a duplicate and it allows us to edit it as we see fit. So go ahead and click configure. Now we can change the name. This will be overdue letters Pro Series. You can call it either like student letter for term 1, parent letter or parent final letter. Numerous things we can do with the report name, but make sure it's something that it relates to what kind of report it is. Maybe it's due 14 days or more, or overdue 14 days or more, overdue 14 days or more, something like that. So that's the title. Go ahead and click save once we're happy with the title. And now we go into conditions. This is the important part because this will find the students we're looking for. So we either can do it by class grade, so we get a group of students or a group of patrons, or additionally, we can click the plus sign, open it up, and select patron barcode if you want something more specific. I'll input a patron barcode, click save, and due date, this is how long the book's been due for. If you wanted to know that the book have just been due, so it will say well, it's due today or due yesterday, then this report will pick it up. You can also change it to 7 days, so if the book's more than 7 days overdue, it will include this report, and then so on and so forth. You can do like 14 or even 21, so on and so forth. But to get all overdues, make sure that's 0. We can click save. Finally, we can go into template. We'll look into result data in a second, but template, this is what the patron will receive. So it looks a little weird right now with everything like this, but once we hit preview, we get a small brief example of what it looks like. So our site name is displayed here. We get the date when this is being issued, the classification the patron's in, the homeroom they're in, and see how it's cut off? What we can do is, in the report, we can just click this little hand icon, move this bit to the left. Now if we hit save and go preview again, you can now see that it's not cut off any longer. A bit more to the left. There we go, much better. All right, so we also have the patron barcode, patron name, the name here again, and then it lists all their overdue books, and it shows the due date of when they were due. And you can add in more things here. You can customize the message displayed here. So we have dear first name, the below items are currently overdue. We can open this up using the gear icon and having a customized message. So what we can do is we can say, please renew or return these items at your earliest convenience to avoid further action. This might include being charged for the cost of the book. Another one. Cost of the book, so another one can be purchased. Happy with that, we can go ahead and click save. And then it just reflects on the report. Now it's cut off a bit here, so what we can do is we need to move the bar a little bit. What we can do is make a line break here. So it appears on the second line. And then we can just, from here, we drag that a little bit down. What I'm after is this icon here. Now this report doesn't have it. So if this ever happens, what we can do is click the gear icon, highlight our text that we want to save. We want to press Control C to copy that. And we can get out of that. We will delete this. And then on this report here, we have, you can do it from the top as well, with these little icons here. This will add in a field where we can add text in. So we'll click this little down arrow key. There's a little space right here. And we can drag text into here. Put it up. Paste our text. And we just copied. So that's Control V to paste that in. Click Save. And now that is the thing left. What we can do is we can drag this open. And we can position our text so everything is in. So we can also move this back up here, make it a little bit more neater. That's template. There's lots of things we can do here. And to change this, so dear first name, this will drag. So right now I'll show what's in result data. In result data, this is where all the information is stored and what the template pulls from. So we have first name here. So anything in this field in the template will reflect that. So first name here, we'll grab anything that's in first name here. So you see Jonathan listed under first name, so then it will present first name. Yeah, same with patron barcode, surname, upgrade and homeroom. And to add these into the report, once again, gear icon. So I'll just delete first name and do it from the beginning. What we do is from this section right here, the drop down menu, we open it up. Then we want to scroll down to find what we want. So we want to add in first name. Then we click the plus icon. And there we go. It puts it into the text field, ready to go. Put the comment back there, click save, and there it is. All right. That's the template. Now, how do we email this to the student? What we can do is, first up, we'll go back to result data. You email this. There needs to be an email field in result data. So if this wasn't here, we'll need to hit the plus sign. And then from the drop down menu, go down to patron and make sure email is selected. Click save, and we'll go back to conditions, make sure this is all correct, and then we're going to hit and select generate. Now, I did this a couple times. Now that if you generate, it will generate a report just on the patron barcode that I've selected. So we have Jonathan Gales. This is their overdue report. Now we want to send this. To send this, we click email. Oh, this little screen pops up. This here will be the subject of what we're sending them. So they'll see exactly this monthly report overdue letters, the Pro Series, but we can rename this whatever we want. So we have all this St. Joseph's Library overdue reminder 1. And then mail to. This will select email, so this will be the student's email. And we click send now. A confirmation section will appear here, and it will confirm to you what this email is being sent to. So if we're happy if this is being sent to this email, we click here to confirm. And once we click confirm here, it will send the email. We'll do that. We get notified that it's been sent, and click OK. And additionally, if we go into system menu, go back to reports. Go into email logs. Open it up. And if we look up the title of our report, we can see that it's been sent to which email address, at what time, status of it being sent or not, and then we can also preview of what it looks like or what they received. They received an email that looked like this. So what if I want to send a overdue reminder or overdue letter to the student's parents? Well, we can do that. We'll go back to the report list and go back to our overdue report. So if you do have a lot of them, it can be quite hard to find them, so make sure you know what it's called, as is the Pro Series. When you click that, open it up. So for example, what if we've sent in reminders to Jonathan, but he hasn't replied or hasn't gone back to us? We need to further escalate this and send it to his parents. So what we can do is we go jump into configure. Now in result data, we will drag this to the right, and in our new column, we'll delete this one, make a new one, which is just hidden the plus sign. And then we open up the drop-down menu, scroll down to patron, and we're going to find parent email right here. Click parent email. We click save. We go into template. What we also can do is, quick pivot back to result data. We can also add in parent surname, click save. We'll go to template, and now we can amend this. So instead of dear first name, which would be the student's name, we can address this to the student's parent. Parent surname. Click save. And then now when we go to, and here, so we click save, hit generate, and that'll be addressed to the parent's name. Now this is blank because this patron doesn't have a parent surname in the patron management field. And when we click email now, we'll get the option of being able to select email or parent email. So if you select parent email, it works exactly the same thing as email. We click send now, and we'll be given a confirmation message if they do have a parent email attached to their patron management field. And because nothing appeared here, Jonathan has no parent email assigned to them. And if we jump into patron management real quick, view Jonathan's profile. We can see in the parent tab right here, the information that would be displayed in the report. If we do give them a name, so we have Mr. Giles, and the email would be, for example, click save, also give it a title, Mr. It's fine, save. Now if we could jump back to the report, click generate once more. We can see that it's been populated, so we have dear Mr. Giles. And we can also jump back into configure, edit the field of text saying, your child has overdue items. And then whatever you would like to entail in the report, you can include here. Click save, generate. Now it's addressed to Mr. Giles, your child has overdue items, please new, return these items, so on and so forth. You can then hit email, select parent email, click send now, and now it'll be sent to Giles, the parent. That's how you can send a overdue email to a parent. Now what if we have an entire class group that we want to send this to? So we can remove this from the patron barcode field, and we can select a class grade. We have a bunch of year 7s that have overdue books. We can just hit generate, and then this will list all year 7s who have overdue items. Now when this appears, when you just see parent surname, patron barcode, first name, this means there's no one with overdue books with these parameters. So there's no one in this class grade has overdue items. So we'll click out of that, go to a different class grade, let's do 07, hit generate. Now we have some students with overdue items, and now there's only one in this one. And if you want to see an entire list of everyone with overdue items, make sure this is blank, make sure this is blank, and then hit generate. This will give us a full list of everyone in the school who has overdue items. This will be a big list, everyone included. And when we go into email now, we need to choose student email or parent email. So we'll choose student email, and when we click send now, it will list all the emails of each student, and each student will only receive their overdue letter. So we have, for example, you can see Jonathan Giles, the overdue email here, he'll only receive this. And then Quentin here will only receive what you see here. And so on and so forth. Charles here will only receive what you see here. Yes. That about does it for overdue letters and everything you can do with them. We'll do a quick recap. So we'll start from reports, open up reports. To first create one, we can jump into overdues and select overdues letter. We can either hit duplicate or click open and then click configure. This will also duplicate it. And then to find it, it'll just be in reports created by me in overdues and whatever you named it. This is the search parameter field. Whatever you input here is what you'll be looking up. Hitting configure will allow you to change this. So if we wanted to be a specific class grade, so only year 7s or only year 8s, we select it in this field here. Additionally, we can do it by homeroom and then select an appropriate homeroom. If you do have patron barcode in the field, and say if you do this combo right now, click save and click generate, nothing appears because there's no one in this homeroom with this patron barcode. We close that, hit generate now, and now this appears again, and then that means there's no one with an overdue item in this homeroom. Change this back to class grade. Select a class grade we want overdues for, and then we can hit generate. And then we have our overdue preview of who is it being sent to. We can then further customize what we see here in configure in the template tab. We can change the text however we see fit. We can change this body of text to anything we want. If we want a particular message or be able to send, include additional information, we can amend it here by clicking the gear icon. Updating this however we see fit. We can also decide what information we want displayed here. So if we take out that, we can include first name, the plus sign, make it a bit more neat like that. Then we have the student first name instead. We can edit the report by using the tools found here for formatting and layout. And then to send it, you see it generates. Clicking email, changing the subject so we see fit, and clicking send now, confirming that this is all the emails we want to send to, and clicking confirm. You can also send it to parents by going to configure, making sure in result data that the parent email option is added, which is just done by clicking the plus sign in the drop down box. Scrolling down to patron and finding parent email. And once that's done, we'll be given the option in emails to select parent email. Now again, this will only work if the student does have a parent in their patron management field. So we jump to patron management in the parent tab, making sure that they have an email here that is their parents. And finally, we can see if we have sent an email by jumping into reports, going to email logs, opening up the email log report, and then inputting the name of the report that we just sent, and then generating it. And then we see the report name, the subject we gave it, where it's sent to, send time, send status, and then we can click this for a preview of what was sent. So if a student does come up saying they haven't received anything, we can go on here and be like, you should have received this, as we have a copy right here. That's everything to do with overdues, the overdue letter. Hope this has been informative, and I'll stick around for any more questions if you guys have any questions, but if not, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.